Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Today we are going to be creating an evolving ambient pad in Reaktor. And in this is a mini sound design challenge. We're going to be creating that sound. And I just want to introduce myself. I'm DannyXander, and this is Reaktor, a sound design tool used to shape synths, modular synths, play instruments, and create samplers and effects. So when you open up Reaktor, so I'm just gonna create an evolving pad, and I'll guide you through creating that evolving pad with a rich evolving ambient pad from scratch. So let's get into it. So when we open up Reaktor, we're greeted with several different options, and we have the option to play an instrument in Reaktor. We have the option to patch using modular racks, and we have the option to build from scratch or build using the primary blocks. Today, we're going to be using a build. So we're going to build inside of Reaktor, and I'm going to guide you through creating and setting up this evolving ambient pad. And so we're going to do the basic package setup. We're going to first go into player, and we're going to go into bento box. So this holds our basic blocks that we're going to use to formulate our actual synth or modular synth. So we're going to take this and we're going to build. So we're going to start with a note input, and we're going to use our note input to send signal in to Reaktor. So we got a note input here, and then after that, we're going to add a basic oscillator, like a sine, triangle, or a sine or triangle for a smoother tone. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab a sound. So an oscillator. So we need an oscillator. So I'll grab basic oscillator. Then we're going to change our wave. We're going to make it a, let's make it a saw wave. So this is going to create a little bit more of an edgy sound and really just bring the sound together. So let's actually do a triangle. So yeah, that's a triangle wave right there. So we're going to add a low pass filter, so that, and then a VCA. So let me add it. Going to add a filter, and then finally we're going to add a VCA. This is an amp, which is going to control our final output. So we have our basic setup here, and we're going to cook it up. So pitch to pitch, in to in, into pitch to pitch, out to in, out to in. Okay. Then we're going to create our sound. So we're using this to cut and dial back on the frequencies. We're going to cut some of the high frequencies, and we're going to create a different sound. Okay. So we can add one more thing to this. We're going to add some reverb and delay. So I'm just going to go into our effects section of Reaktor, and I'm going to add in some delay. So we're going to go into our blocks primes, add in some delay, bring that in, and then that should be the final piece that we need. Okay, we're getting some delay. So now we're going to need maybe one more thing to adjust our synthesizer. And we're going to use an LFO. So it's going to help with the sound, create an evolving texture. And let's add an LFO. So we're going to add that to the oscillator. So we get some movement. Okay, so now we can add something else. So let's experiment. Let's see. Let's add in another element. So we're gonna go into blocks, and we'll add in something else. So let's add another oscillator in. We're going to connect that to the sync. And this will be our modulator. This will be our carrier. So let's see what we can do. Let's organize our panel. And let's adjust our sound. So we got some sort of pad sound. That's just the waves interfering with each other. We can add on a scope so we can see exactly what's happening with the waveform. Let's add that on. Okay. Then we're going to connect that in to our VCA. So let's organize our panel real quick and bring it back. Bring back our scope. Bring it to the bottom. And then we're going to add in, that looks correct. We're going to move our LFO down a little bit, and that's it. So everything's in the proper order. Modulator, LFO, carrier, our filter, our VCA, and our effects. So finally we have our scope, so we can visualize our waveform. So going down the line, and then we can visualize our waveform at the bottom, right here. So we can then manipulate that Sounds pretty cool. So our carrier. Okay. So there you have it. Just to recap on the highlights, we've added LFOs, we've added effects, we've created our ambient pad sound, and I encourage you to really experiment and see what you can get with this setup. See how you can put together the blocks and really just build out something that you enjoy, and try adding your own custom effects, tweaking the parameters, and personalize your pads. So let me just add one more thing so we have control over ADSR. So we're going to add that in. And now this should give us no control. So there you have it. We've created a sound. We've added some controls. So it's your turn. And until next time, peace out.